My question is, when your child experiences a cyberbullying problem, who do you go to? Because the schools don't want to get involved, and a lot of times the parents are like, oh, my child would never do that, even though you've got it. Solid evidence. So who do you contact?
Such a good question, and thank goodness we have some experts here to answer it. Kimberly?
First thing I would recommend parents do is take a screenshot, print a screenshot of the actual posting or the threat or whatever the comment is. They can contact their service provider. They can contact Facebook directly, or if it's on Facebook or MySpace. And the other thing we encourage parents to do is alert the school, because if it's happening at home, chances are it's coming into the school as well. And so alert the school that there is an issue, and get the counselors involved, get the administrators involved so that they can address it.
Or starting at school and then carrying over into online.
Absolutely.
Christian, any thoughts on this?
If that email or the post is threatening and someone's life is at risk, I would print it off. I go to the police.
Please. Yeah, I agree.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay my taxes.
Right.
I have the right to go to the police and show them that, and that's what I'll do.
And you can never be too safe with your kids. I firmly believe that. So thank you guys. Great
Great
answer.
And we want to mention we're asking people to comment on our Facebook. We have a great comment from Gerald. He says, once I was bullied in high school because I was fat and on the swim team. I solved my problem. I talked to the person who was bullying me and asked him why he wanted to bully, and he told me that he had no reason.
Oh, I bet he did have a reason. Maybe he didn't know what it was. Right? That could
All right, guys, we are not done with this conversation. Up next, bullying into adulthood.
Yeah, unfortunately, it can carry over into adulthood. One woman's heartbreaking story caught the nation's attention. What could have been done to prevent it, and why she still sees that issue into adulthood.
Welcome back. We think of bullying as kids teasing other kids, but the truth is it happens at all ages.
It sure does. For example, teasing of the bus monitor, Karen Klein. Remember, she was teased. It was captured on video, and she was just heartbroken because of it. And by now, we've all seen the video of the 4 students. They were calling her names to the point where she was in tears. How do we stop this issue? And why do adults experience bullying? People forget that it can carry over all the way into adulthood. Dr. Healy's back along with Christian, and we want to move into that now. Is it true that kids who are bullies as kids become adults that are bullies?
Any individual can use bullying as a behavior if they feel aggressive or unhappy. So yes, there's a higher likelihood that those who use aggression as young children will use that throughout the lifespan unless they get help and intervention to cope in different ways.
And Christian, you touched a little bit earlier, you talked offline about, we throw that word bullying around a lot. What is the line between becoming a bully or being an actual bully and maybe just a disagreement, an argument, something like that?
Yeah, well, as adults, you do have arguments. There are people that are more opinionated and they win arguments. You've got to be careful who you call a bully. You know, you just because you've had an argument with someone or you've had a disagreement, you just don't brand them a bully, because it's not a nice thing. But if that person every single day or every week continually, teases you, picks on you, or just makes you feel, worthless, harasses you, then you could safely assume, well, they are a bully.
I would imagine this happens a lot in the workplace.
Absolutely.
And Kimberly, I'm sure you want to know too, how do people handle this? If this is happening to them in a workplace setting, what would be the first step, Dr. Healy, that they should take?
To make a report to their human resources department, to follow their protocols of their company, to get help through their employee assistance program for the effects of bullying, and even to work with police, as Christian said, if it escalates to that sort of level.
And it's always about report,
Yes.
document, have evidence, have dates, have all of these things. So you have something to look back on and say, this happened then, this happened here. And also, I wanted to kind of get into the topic of the emotional torment and trouble and hurt that people feel when they're bullied as a child, because it can carry over into adulthood. You meet adults who are not over what happened to them in high school, and it's heartbreaking to me that it has hurt them that much.
Depression, using drugs and alcohol to mask feelings of inferiority, loss of self-confidence, anger, all those kinds of things can carry over even up to and including suicide.
It affects their marriages, their relationships, even just the confidence to go for a job interview. as well. It does really carry on. And, I speak to adults who are in their 40s and 50s who, still remember vividly the bullying that they suffered as children. And you think, wow, that was, 30, 40 years ago, but they don't get over it. That child still lives within them.
They're so impressionable then,
Yes.
and it just sticks.
And that's where counseling can help if individuals, prevention is the most important piece. But if it's intervention that's needed, then counseling can help to begin to work through those feelings so that they're not carried for decades.
Even as a child, therapy
Yes.
is a good
Sure.
thing?
School counselors are a great place to start, and then if there's a need for referral to a therapist in the community, then they assist parents with that.
And very quickly, Dr. Healy, you mentioned prevention, which is
Yes.
the most important part of
Yes.
this whole process. Please touch very quickly on how
Sure.
we can prevent this in our child.
In our schools, we do class meetings where children meet together in a circle, or teenagers with their teacher, and talk about how it's going and have an opportunity to voice their concerns, to put their concerns in writing, to make a report. And then as well to build those confidence skills, decision-making skills in children starting in pre-K, and those skills are built by school counselors on an everyday basis by being in the classrooms and intentionally teaching leadership skills, self-report, citizenship, and all the skills that help individuals to work through problems and cope without using aggression, bullying, or meanness.
Fantastic.
And ways to build confidence
Yes.
and help them build confidence, and
Right.
that's where you come in, Christian. We're almost out of time, but
Final thoughts?
Exactly, yeah. Well, I remember when I observed an adult bullying another adult, I actually went up to him and said, "Why are you such a coward?" And that was the worst thing I could have called him. And he said to me, that is the worst thing I've ever been called. And it just changed him. Just, why are you a coward?
there you go. That's what you say, guys. If you're bullied at work, why are you a coward? Right?
That's
great.
fantastic.
That's great.
Great
Thank you,
advice.
Christian.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More to come when we come back.
Welcome back. We want to thank our panelists, Kimberly Ridgely, Dr. Deborah Healy, Sam Bromley, and his beautiful wife, and of course, Christian. Oh, thank y'all for being here. Y'all were wonderful, wonderful, great advice. We're going to stomp out
Yes.
bullying, right?
Yes, we
right.
are. We want to make sure that everyone gets the information they need. So be sure and follow the Boxing Coach and on Twitter at the Boxing Coach, and make sure and check out this website, stopbullying.gov, for more information. If you're feeling hopeless or helpless or know someone that is, call the Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-TALK. We want to thank everyone for
We
being
do.
here today. What
Thank
a great
you.
show.
And I think our kids learned something, guys. All right, kids, when we go to school, what are we going to do? Try it again. 1,
No.
2, 3.
No more bullying!
Yeah! Bullying's bad. Thank
Bye,
you,
everybody.
guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey,
You got books?
good job, you guys.
Books? Let me see that book. Wait, what are these books you got? Wow, Hunka Chunka Monkey? Wow.
Bullying.
He was early. Did y'all hear that? No more books. Oh, we're not on.
Let me see your book.